Hello, everybody. Welcome to Townsend 909, or welcome back if you're a lovely viewer. Today, me, Bob Welch, Mick Fleetwood,
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
and Christian McVie from Christian McVie's Music Showcase. We're going to be reviewing this album right here, uh, Future
Yeah.
Games. Uh, well, going
What
by
is that?
we're going by real names now. Bryer, you have any info or your thoughts before we start reviewing?
Yeah. By the way, am I breaking up right now? Or am I good?
Just a little bit of breaking up.
Yeah, my internet's been kind of funky these past couple days, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, as usual, I do got my little notes here. I've had these notes for a bit. So basically, going from Kiln House to now. So some of us already know the story, but of course they went on tour to promote Kiln House, and everything was good until Jeremy Spencer decides to go out and get some fresh air, and he never came back. And the reason is he joined a cult, and the cult was called Children of God. Yeah, so that happened, and so now they're left without a guitar player, and they still have some dates they gotta do. So who did they decide to fill in the gap for until they get a new guitarist?
Lindsey
None other.
Buckingham.
Yeah, if only, but
Oh.
not quite yet. But they got Peter Green back. So, of course, on paper, it seemed like a great idea. Not so much. It was during this time the band. I'm not sure if the band knew, but Peter was kind of at this point starting to get really involved in psychedelic drugs, particularly LSD, and so we all know what that can do to a person. And so right off the bat, it was kind of getting odd when Peter Green kind of didn't want to have his name on the mentioned at all. And so he decided to come up with a fake name so people didn't know he was there. And you want to guess what name he chose?
Bob Welsh.
Peter Blue. Yep. just a perfect name. No one will know that was him.
That's not Peter Green. That's Peter Blue. You idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was weird, but it got even worse during the tour when Peter started. Oh, we lost Nick. Okay, that happened. I guess Peter Blue got to him now. But
anyway,
I'll continue on. I'll continue. Yeah, I'll continue then until he comes back. But anyhow, so Peter started heckling the crowd. He started shouting at them, and he refused to play any of the songs that he wrote. So it was again LSD just did terrible things.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do LSD, especially. You think they'd learn from Sid Barrett, but anyhow, so they were able to get through it. Peter decided to go back on his own, and so now they need a guitar. They need another guitar player. And there's one thing I forgot to mention is that it was also during this tour that they decided to have Christine McVie become a full-fledged member. So yay! So she's now a full-fledged member.
Excellent decision.
Yeah, excellent choice. And so now we get to the point where they finish the tour. They need to record an album, and now they need a guitar player. And lo and behold, they were sent demo tapes by a certain American guitar player from California. And of course, we all know his name was Bob Welch. And yep, they loved what they heard during he's here with us right now. Yeah, so they loved what they heard, and so they decided to bring him on. And they recorded this album right here. And of course, this didn't do as well as Then Play On. It didn't even chart in the UK. It only charted in the US, and it only got to 91. So
that's sad.
Yeah, not too great, but does that reflect the music? We will find out
in the future games.
This was
Exactly.
a sign of this was a start of poor chart sales in the albums for the UK because yeah, it disgustes me that this album just didn't chart as well as Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, that is
Oh
terrible.
yeah.
That pisses me off a
That's
little
kind of
bit.
depressing.
It's
I
like
don't
they
know.
didn't even listen to the album.
Yeah, it's like they
Mm.
just looked at the album cover like, we need this. Even then, the album cover for Future Games is a lot better, but I don't know. It's what
Yeah,
it is.
it's all right. It's kind of nice. There's a little penguin on the back.
Oh
I
yeah,
like-
you mean John McVie?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's
Scott,
kind of cool that they got a penguin for their bass player.
Yeah, very talented.
he might be my favorite bassist, Penguin guy.
The Penguin Man.
Scott, you
He
have
only
anything
got
to
flippers, but he can play with those flippers.
Oh,
Yes. You have anything to say, Scott, before we review?
This album is such a big step up from Kiln House. Oh my goodness. Jeremy Spencer leaving the band was the best thing to happen to Fleetwood Mac. Well, one of them. The next best thing happened is Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joining the band. And probably the next best thing after that is Bob Welsh joining the band. But I just think that the music on this album is so much better than Kiln House. It's not anymore Jeremy Spencer's horrible 1950s imitations. We just got great songs from Danny Kerwin, Bob Welsh, and for the first time, Christine McVie, which are all three amazing songwriters. So much better. I will go ahead and give a sneak preview as to I don't like this as much as Then Play On, but it's still so much better than Kiln House. I will not own Kiln House, but I've got this one on record, so you know it's a lot better if I have it on the record.
And
Hmm.
I got the
Interesting.
long box.
Yeah, you got the long box.
Yes, it's in the thumbnail, the long box.
In the
Yep.
long box. Oh, I can't sing that band because we'll get
Oh yeah,
copyright
no,
strike.
don't do that.
My thoughts on it. It's such a great album. Ignore the charts and all that. This is just fantastic recordings and everything. For me, this was the best thing that happened to the band. I respect the people who think Lindsey and Nicks was the best thing to happen. They're very talented on their own rights. Very talented, both of them. I am a little upset that Bob Welch and Lindsey never got to have an album together.
That would have been cool. I would have liked
Yeah.
that.
Like just at least one, just like have a song like with like Bob and Lindsey just
Yeah, because we
trading
at least get a Peter Green and a Peter Green Bob Welsh song.
Yeah, on Penguin, that one's a cool one, but we'll get to that one when we eventually review that album. But yeah, that's a shame, but it is what it is.
What a shame.
Yep.
Pun
What a shame.
intended.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I think of that song, I think about the Rolling Stones song.
What a drag it is getting old.
But first song on the album, Woman of 1,000 Years. Anyone have any thoughts?
I guess I'll go first. So, of course, first song written by Danny Kerwin, and he's on lead vocals. Very nice opening track. I really enjoy this one. I really like the acoustic guitar playing, very melodic, and even the electric guitar has some great melodic playing. The percussion is very nice, and overall, I just love the vibe of it. It just has this very dreamlike quality to it. It's very hypnotic in a sense, but it's very lush, kind of intricate. Again, you hear Christine's backing vocals on here, which is a nice little touch, of course, a little cherry on top, I'd say. But overall, yeah, I think it's a pretty good opening track.
I think this is a really good opening track. However, I will say about the 3 Danny Kerwin songs on this album, some of them are a little bit long, and not that I don't like long songs. I love Close to the Edge, 2112, Hemispheres. I could go on Echoes. I could go on with a big list of extremely long songs that I like. But I kind of think that Danny's songs sound a bit like, I don't know, where Fleetwood Mac was. With Bob Welsh and Christine McVie, they're trying to take the band in a little bit of a different direction with some of the other songs on this album. And Danny's songs sound like they have a foot in the past, in the Then Play On era, which I like, but I don't know. I feel like Fleetwood Mac is evolving and like Danny is not, if that makes any sense. But it's still a
Yeah,
very good
yeah,
song
yeah.
and a really great way to open up the album.
I actually disagree. I think I don't. I do agree that he is not. His writing
Yeah,
isn't
I agree
as.
with that. I think
But
no, you're good.
yeah, I don't. I think I don't know if you were talking or not. If you broke up or not.
Yeah, maybe.
But I just think that that all I think Danny Kerwin's songs were always really good. I will agree that his songs weren't quite up to date with in some like this song. I don't think he's out of date. I think this sounds like something that Welch or Christine would make. I love the acoustic guitar beginning. I love the sort of echoey vocals in the beginning. Woman of 1,000 years. Like when I first heard the song, I was just mind blown. I'm like, whoa, you know, such a it's so good that we got rid of that they not got rid of, but it's so good. Jeremy Spencer left the band. I said
Mm,
this before, and I'll say this again. He was a cancer to this band.
Yeah.
He was
mhm.
the he was just a cancer. He's like,
Even if you look at what he was going to do to Then Play On, it would have ruined the album.
yeah. Well, it wouldn't have ruined it per se. It would have just been unnecessary.
Thankfully, the record executives were like, huh.
Yeah, let's not do that. But yeah, Woman 1,000 Years, perfect opener to what I think is a perfect album, really. Next song on the album is first ever Christine McVie song.
Bum,
So Christine McVie
ba-dum.
down there, she gets a song.
There we go. Yeah.
Christine McVie gets her first vocal in the band, her first real writing credit on the band too. Morning Rain. Christine, what do you think of the song?
Well, since I wrote this song, okay. So, yeah. Jokes aside, but yeah, Christine's first lead vocals and the first song she has full writing credit on, and it's a really good one. Like, she pretty much comes in pretty much almost fully formed by this point because it has pretty much all the qualities I love about her. I love her vocal style. You can hear the keyboards being more prevalent. I think the keyboard sounds very nice. And even the guitar playing underneath, it's very good stuff. And the drumming on the track, I think it's very good as well. It just has it's a very upbeat, very happy sounding song. It's just a really good time. So yeah, of course, as a Christine fan, I of course enjoy the song quite a bit. And so again, she would go on to write better stuff as the band progresses. But I think this is a very good way to start her long writing credit for this band. So very much enjoy this one.
Okay, so here's my opinion on this song. I don't like it as much, but there's another song on this album she wrote that's amazing. But I'm sad that they didn't let her write a third song because they should have.
Mm,
I
yeah.
think it's good, but it's not one of my favorite songs on the album. But put a pin in that because when we get to Christine's other song, I have a lot better things to say about that one.
That's good because I strongly disagree. This is one of my favorites off the album. This has like a strong Billy Joel feel for some reason. Like I can just imagine Billy
You
Joel.
know, I used to think that "You Make Loving Fun" was a Billy Joel song for a short period of time.
Yeah, I know. I remember. But this
Yeah.
song reminds me of something that Billy Joel would do. I love this song. Her singing already started off great. I agree with what Bryer said. Her voice and vocals, both the same thing. Her style is already there, and she just started as a full time member. So you know you're getting a good member when she already started doing great stuff. Great stuff though. Next track is an instrumental called "What a Shame."
What a shame that they had to put this on and didn't let Christine write another song.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this song was kind of just a last minute addition because they had the album done, they turned it in, and the record saying, "Hey, you still have some space. How about you go make something quick?" And they're like, "Okay, fine." And so they kind of just improvised this
Is that where they
basically.
got the name? Like, what a shame we have to do this.
Pretty. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but yeah. So it's like instrumental. It's fine. It's got some cool guitars. It's kind of bluesy, but it's not my favorite song. It's definitely my least favorite part of the album. The only kind of cool tidbit is that Christine's brother actually plays saxophone on the track, which is kind of interesting. But there we go.
Cool.
I don't have much to say about it.
I think it's a good instrumental. I don't think it's
fine.
I don't think it's a bad quality of the album by any means. I think it works well as like an interlude song from Morning Rain to Future Games. If you ask me, I agree there should have been another Christine McVie song, but I don't think this track devalues or really adds anything. It's just sort of like a nice little middle track, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But
it's just
yeah,
there for me.
I don't have a whole lot to say about it either. But I like it, but it's just yeah, kind of on the same vein as you guys. It's just there wasn't really a point of having this, but since it's on there, it's not that bad. It's not like they repeat the same riff of like a woman of 1,000 years like 5 different times. So it's good, really good, but it's not like the best. Speaking of really good songs, Future Games, the title track. Uh, I'm just gonna go out and say it. This is my favorite song on the album. This is my favorite Fleetwood Mac song in general. This is just, oh, I love this song. I agree with what Scott said. Something one time that this is like Pink Floyd, but not Pink Floyd. It's like the best song best Pink Floyd song that never was or whatever. It's such a Pink Floyd song, but
This and Time by the Alan Parsons Project.
yeah, but yeah, Future Games, such a great song. Great way to start off Bob Welch's career as the first song as a Fleetwood Mac member. He really proves himself. If you ask me, I feel like there should have been a third Bob Welch song. If you ask me, because there's plenty of Christian McVie songs to go about, but I feel like there should have been a third song on this album with Bob Welch. Because I'm just gonna say it now, the two Bob Welch songs on this album are my favorites on the album. Just say that now, but yeah, this song is just great song, great song.
Yeah, I mean that's I think what Bob added to the band, and Bob came from more jazz and folk background, which was different from the rest, which came from more blues background. So he definitely really added a whole different layer to their sound. And throughout this whole track, I mean, there's the guitars are very intricate. Again, you can hear that jazz influence in the guitar playing. And yeah, the song just keeps expanding. And I love the chorus to it. Like the chorus to it just has this very uplifting sound to it. The organ on here is very nice. Yeah, there's just so many good things about it. Yeah, this is definitely a great highlight for the album. And I heard Bob Welch would re-record this song later on for his solo career. I haven't heard it, but it's kind of interesting that he would kind of re-record it. But other than that, yeah, terrific song.
I love this song. This song is amazing. I love the chill like guitar at the beginning, and then it gets into that groove. It's very laid back feel to the song. Very like Nick was saying earlier, Pink Floyd sounding, borderline psychedelic even. And I really like the melody of it, and I love how Bob Welch sings, and I feel like Bob Welch is one of the stronger writers in the band. I know it's weird now that I think Danny Kerwin is my least favorite writer in the band when he was one of my favorites during the then Play On era. But that's what happens when you add Bob Welch and Christine McVie. You've got competition. So that's an amazing song, great guitar, great groove, and one of the best on the album, if not the best. We will see where it ranks whenever I give my top 5, but just letting you know, this song is amazing.
Yeah, glad you guys liked it. I have dementia. Did you say anything yet, Bryer?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my brain is on a
It's
different level right
late,
now.
so it's late for you guys. So
It's
yeah.
late. It's
Oh, yeah, it's
late.
11:20 where I live.
Mm.
Uh, side 2 opens up with Sands of Time. Uh, what do you guys think of the song?
This song is pretty cool. I like the guitar on this one. Probably my favorite Danny Kerwin song on this album of his 3 songs. I just like the. I don't know. Is it weird to just say I just like the vibe of it?
It's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Yeah.
I sometimes say that, like, yeah.
I always say that.
There's gonna be times where I say that, like
Mhm.
when we do the Alan Parsons project, that's gonna be a lot of what I say. Not like a
Mm.
lot, but that's gonna be a thing I'm gonna say a lot. I'm like, yeah, I really like the vibe of this. So yeah, don't be
Mhm.
sorry.
But yeah, I agree with Scott. Yeah, really enjoyed the vibe to it. Yeah, and I agree with Scott as well. I think this is my favorite Danny Kerwin song on the album. Again, his vocals sound pretty good. Again, his guitar playing still sounds very nice. Another great song where you really hear some Mick Fleetwood drumming, very prominent. Sounds very cool. And I do like in about a minute and a half in, they kind of bring in the keyboards, and I think again that kind of adds another level to it. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool song. Definitely another highlight for me.
I think it's a fantastic song. I really enjoy it. I agree with what you said. You guys said it's a nice vibe after the really nice future games. Opens up the second side really nice. Actually, well, I love everything on this album, and I love the Danny Kerwin songs a lot. I think this is my least favorite of the 3 songs.
Really?
I think every song on this album's great. So I'm not saying like this is like Dust My Broom bad.
No.
It's not bad at
Nothing
all.
on
No.
this album is not even What a Shame is
Like
Dust My Broom
there's
bad.
like a huge gap between that.
Yeah. So when I say that, it's not like I'm like this is so bad. This is really
Mm-hmm.
good. I really.
I'm sorry. I meant to say it's not Dr. Brown bad.
Oh,
Which one's that again?
I don't know. I think it was. I don't know. There's 3 other songs that sound the same. I don't know which one it
Yeah,
is.
that's true. I don't know either.
we're gonna keep bringing that up as long as we're here.
That's gonna be the
That is
goal.
the best thing to bring
Every
up.
episode, we will mention that.
We
Yes.
will. We're gonna get all the way up to Tusk, and we're just gonna be like, there's a double album, and there's 4 different sides to this album. It's like, oh, like the 4 different times that they played "Dust My Broom" on Mr. Wonderful.
No, you're wrong. There's 3 different times, but then the 4th time is a tiny bit different.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
it's just a
There
little
you
bit
go.
different.
Get that right. I'm the genius. Get that right.
It's different enough, okay?
It's like what Vanilla Ice do. It's like it's not the same thing. It's like one goes.
I just added a different duh.
Yeah. You're right. Oh man.
Yeah, I'll never. Well, that joke will never be old.
Yeah, that's like the
And
biggest joke in music.
Yes. Sometimes is the next track on the album. What do you guys think?
For me, I think this is my least favorite of Danny's songs. It's not bad. I think it's still good. It has a more laid back feel to it, which I don't mind. Again, it's kind of a more atmospheric, kind of more vibey song. Christine's has a good piano on this track. I really enjoy the acoustic guitar playing and some more very nice melodic guitar playing, and even some nice bass playing that kind of stood out. And there was a nice guitar solo in this one. Again, it's a nice feel-good song, and what's kind of interesting is that you hear Danny Kerwin sing in falsetto at certain points, which is kind of interesting. Kind of gets my attention. But again, it's my least favorite of Danny's songs, but I think it's still pretty good. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I like Christine's piano on this song.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with
Yeah.
Bryer. It's my least favorite of the Danny Kerwin songs, but at least it's got some good piano on it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not "Woman of 1,000 Years," I would have been upset if that was yours.
No, I like that. I like that one.
I quite like this one. I think this is a really good song. Bryer hit the highlights already. This isn't my favorite of the Danny Kerwin stuff, but this is a really solid song. Really like it. It's just, I love Danny Kerwin. He's just even though he is my least favorite of the 3 writers of now, he still has a style with him that I really adore. Yeah, it's kind of like how like John Lennon and Paul McCartney are different from one another. It's different, but like it complements each other with how different it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. But yeah. Next song on the album, oh, great song. Lay It All Down. I freaking love this song. Another great Bob Welch song. It gets stuck in your head. Lay it all down with sorrow. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. It's just Bob Welch is just such a great member of this band. This is songs like this in future games is why I think he's the best thing that happened to the band. Why I personally think he's the best thing that happened to the band. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is the best thing that happened to a band, like Rolling Stone did with those two.
No.
I'm not gonna be like that, but in my humble opinion, I think Bob Welch was just, to me, the best thing that happened to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, no, this one
Mm.
rocks.
Mhm.
Great Bob Welch number. One of the best songs on the album. It's
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Definitely the most rocking song on the album. Not like hard rock or anything, but it definitely has a much more faster pace compared to the other songs, which is good. Definitely adds some more variety to it. Again, great drumming, great guitar riff, and great solo playing on this one. And the chorus is just, and I agree with Nick. The chorus is just very catchy. Really enjoy it, and some nice keyboard playing. Yeah, another good highlight.
Yeah. When I heard this record, when I heard it on record today, I had to replay it like 3 times. I'm just like, it's so freaking good. Like this and the last track, I just kept replaying those 2 tracks. It's just like, so good. But speaking of that, last track on the album is "Show Me a Smile."
I really showed a smile when I heard this song. Yeah, I love this song. Again, Christine comes in. Another great lead vocals here. Again, it's a more chiller song, but again, the arrangement is just very beautiful. And this sounds like the Christine that I know and love. And it's great acoustic guitar playing, and the electric guitar playing just really blends so well together. And again, her vocals just really make this song for me. And I think it's a really nice way to close out the album. So yeah, love this one.
Yeah, this is another one of the best songs on the album. I don't know, the second song, Morning Rain, I couldn't tell if it was her singing or not, but then I heard this song and I'm like, no, that's definitely her. This is amazing. I like this one so much better. I love the piano. I like it when Christine does like the ballads like this and Songbird, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the last song on Mystery to Me? Is it called Why?
Why?
Yeah, that one too.
That's a great song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And there's another song. I think it's on the end of one of their other. It's the last song on one of their other albums. It's the name of another song.
The
It
beginning
has
of
the name of another famous song.
the
Oh,
beginning-
wish you were here.
Oh
the
yeah.
beginning
Okay,
of
there you go.
Tusk has a really good, nice opener.
I think it's
yeah.
she has a song called "Wish You Were Here" on one of their albums.
Yeah.
It's really good as well.
So 5 favorite songs, either a dishonorable song or an honorable song, and let's go first.
I'll go first. And I have everything all planned out, so I'm not going to fumble it this time. Number 5 is going to be Woman of 1,000 Years. Number 4 is Sands of Time. Number 3 is Lay It All Down. Number 2 is Show a Smile. And number 1, Future Games.
Right.
Nice.
Cool. So my number 5, I have Woman of 1,000 Years. Number 4, Sands of Time. Number 3, Morning Rain. Number 2, Show Me a Smile. And number 1, Future Games.
Oh, nice. I decided just to rank them because it's 8 songs, and I just decided to do it. Number 8, What a Shame. Number 7, Sands of Time. Number 6, Sometimes. Number 5, Show Me a Smile. Number 4, Morning Rain. Number 3, Woman of 1,000 Years. Number 2, Lay It All Down. And we have a trifecta. Future Games is my favorite song on the album. So we all have a trifecta.
There you go.
It's because it's the best song on the album. No objections.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had a trifecta on that because, yeah. Well, I figure since we'll go in the same order. Scott, what will you rate this out of 1 through 10?
You're not gonna like my ranking. I rank based on like 3 things. Number 1, if I feel this album has contributed, like what's it contributed to music as a whole. 2, like how much am I going to listen to it very often? And 3, like since we're doing discography ranking, like how I would put it in the discography, and putting it through those calculations, it would get a 7.5 out of 10, which is still above average. It's just I like this album, but not as much as some of Fleetwood Mac's other stuff. Still light years ahead of the debut, Mr. Wonderful, Kiln House, but I just think they got some better records coming up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How about you, Bryer?
Yeah, kind of a similar idea. Again, I really enjoy this album. A lot of good stuff here, but I do agree with Scott. I think they would progress even further as they go on. But I'm still gonna give it I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna give it a 7.75, so almost an 8 out of 10. But yeah, there's just a couple moments where I felt like weren't as strong. Like we mentioned, a couple of Danny's songs weren't as strong as others, and then there's What a Shame, which I didn't really care for that a whole lot. Again, it's not bad, but not my favorite. But yeah, so 7.75. So again, very strong album.
And this, hold on, for Penguin and Mystery to Me, I'll give those ones better
yeah.
ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, well, this is in my top 100 albums of all time, so that by default makes it a 10 out of 10 record. Like I said, this is to me a perfect record. I listen to this album a lot in terms of Fleetwood Mac discography. Has everything you want from the Bob Welch era, if you ask me. I love everything after that, but I feel like this was them at their peak with Danny, Welch, and Christine. I will say Christine does reach her peak, not on this album, but on a different album or two. Mystery to Me is one of them. And
I was about to say, on a certain album with a mammoth on it.
Yes. And if you ask me, I feel like the second one that she peaks in is Bare Trees. Those are her 2 best albums as a Fleetwood Mac member, in my humble opinion. In terms of Bob Welch.
We're not going to talk about Song Word and You Make Loving Fun and Don't Stop.
I like those songs a lot. They have their charm, but I feel like I'll say this with passion. I feel like her and Bob Welch work the best together. She works great with Lindsay and Nix, but I feel like when she was with Welch, she was producing the better of her material.
Fair enough.
Again, I'm not gonna like when I say that, it's not like I'm not like, oh, it's on the same level. Songbird's on the same level as Dust My Broom or or any of those songs from Killing House. I'm not gonna go as far as say that, but in terms of like kind of like what you said with this album, I'm trying to I'm looking at it as a whole. She is my favorite member of the band, not because she had my favorite songs, but she was the most consistent. Even them at their lowest, she wrote the better.
Oh yeah,
he wrote the half decent songs. So I'll always say that I'm a big Christine McVie fan. But Welch, there should be a video one day of us ranking our ranking the Fleetwood Mac members, because Bob Welch and Christine McVie would be.
I would love to do that, but only stop at. Please stop at Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. We don't need to rank the other people, or they're just gonna get bottom.
Oh yeah, they are. That's like
the members we should rank are Peter Green. Dust My Broom guy, unfortunately, he has to be in there. Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, Bob Welsh, Danny Kerwin, Lindsey Buckingham, and Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I know there was a few other random people here and there, like Bob Weston on.
Yeah, Bob Weston, David Walker at one point.
Like sort of like the main members though, from like 68 to 79. Well, 75. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I feel like, I'm gonna say it. My 3 favorite members of Fleetwood Mac: Number 3, Lindsey Buckingham. Number 2, Bob Welch, and number 1, Christine McVie. Those are my 3 favorite Fleetwood Mac members. All 3 of them have their charms. I love all 3 of those. Nick's is somewhere between number 4 and number 5.
I think we can all unanimously agree who's on the bottom, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you tell me Mick Fleetwood or John McVie is lower than
No.
Dust My Broom guy,
who would say that?
People who really like Jeremy Spencer,
like the trippy hippie.
Yep. Trippy hippie likes blues stuff. Trippy hippie likes familiarity.
There you go.
Trippy hippie doesn't like stuff that doesn't sound the same. Trippy hippie likes familiarity.
Except it still has Mr. Danny Kerwin plays the acoustic guitar, and don't you know that hurts his head?
I have a question. Why did they not have the 50s EP in the Then Play On? It would have been my favorite album. But all jokes aside, thank you guys for watching this video. This is a fun series going through all the Fleetwood Mac albums. Anything you guys want to mention or add before I close off stream?
I'm Mick Fleetwood, and he's the Mac. Oh no, Mick Fleetwood Mac.
And I'm Mrs. Mac.
Mrs. Mac. And he's Welsh's grape jelly.
There you go.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for I don't know when, but stay tuned for episode 6, where we'll be covering bare trees. And stay tuned for tomorrow, because me and Christian McVie, or Bryer from Bryer's Music Showcase, will be covering Black Sabbath.
Yo, Christine McVie was in Black Sabbath?
Sabbath, bloody Sabbath.
Yeah, we were just friends.
Ozzy Osbourne. But thank you guys for watching the video.
Yo, Ozzy Osbourne and Fleetwood Mac. What would that be like?
He would have to.
That would be a crazy collaboration.
Ozzy Osbourne and Jeremy Spencer would have to argue on who's the weirdest.
Then again, Tony Iommi wasn't Jethro Tull briefly, so anything could happen.
Interesting.
Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. So long.